everyone, and welcome to season 2 of the Craig Adventure Show. I know everyone been wanting me to get another show on, and here it is. The picture quality of this is not too good, I'm sure. YouTube, I've been gone a long time. YouTube made some changes. They got the screen look all irregulated, and that's not even a word. The picture on the screen looks so weird now. They're not. I don't think it's adjusted right. How do I adjust this camera view on here? Because it's not adjusted right. It looked like. But anyway, welcome to another season of the Craig Adventure Show. Hopefully, you all had a good end of 2012, and now we're in 2013. Last day I did the show, I sounded kind of like I was going into a deep hole, like I was going to hibernation, and that's what it felt like I've been in. If everyone looked at the final episode of season one of the Craig Adventure Show, it was my last day at VCU at Apple Residential Center, and I was packing up Jack, and I was moving out, and I don't come back no more. I wish I could stay there. I wish I was there now, but I'm not there, so I'm here, and I'll tell you where here is in a few minutes. My friend Brian Goodman came over the other day, and he said, "Craig, you need to get your show back on because I used to sit and watch it." And I said, "Thank you, Brian. I'm gonna get my show back on." So this is the very first one, and I don't know why the quality of this video is not too up to par. But you know, this will be the first one, and then later on I might put in a Uhu video chat thing, or upgrade my system because this lens right here is kind of dated. It looked like, or YouTube made some changes where you have to use your real name now, or something like that. They give you the option of using your real name here on YouTube now, and they did a lot of unique changes since I've been gone. Hopefully, y'all have got a chance to listen to my music I made over the little break I had from Craig Adventure Show. I did Axe Machine. Long story with that, people. I'll tell you about Axe Machine in a few minutes. Then it was Battery Operated Robot, and it was Take It Back to 1980s. And y'all probably say, "Well, Craig, you had a lot of time on your hands." Well, let's start from the very beginning. The day one, the last day I moved out the Craig Richard show. So after that show, I cried a little bit, looked around at my blank walls, and said, "Ah, all my decorations came down. I had to take them on down. There was no way out. If I wanted to, I almost wanted to barricade myself in there and handcuff myself to the dresser drawer, but I said, nah, I don't want to be on the NBC 12 News with Sabrina Squire up there in Richmond saying, local boy barricades himself and handcuffs himself to the dresser at VCU Ackle Residential Center because he didn't want to move out. And I would have been still there now, picketing, saying, I ain't leaving, I ain't going a goddamn where, because I'm staying here. That's what I wanted to say, but I said, nah, I didn't want to make a scene, embarrass myself all on live TV, and don't ever get back into college again, or give myself a bad look. So I said, nah. So I packed my stuff on up, got ready to go. I think I hung out with my friend Kanan Richardson that day too. Kanan and his friend, her name was Kanan. I'm gonna tag in this video on Facebook. Her name's something. Yeah, I forget. Sorry, lady, but I remember you. I remember you. So, all right. So I think I hung up with him that day or the day before, the day after. Then I came back in and gave my room one last look around. Then the sad music started playing, and then I was like on a TV show. Last box was about to be pulled out. Took my last tear, my last look. Turned off the lights, closed the door, and that was it. And I moved on out. But packed my aunt's truck up to the ceiling, and had to lug all that stuff in storage. And it stayed there for the most rest of the summer. I had a hectic summer. Right after that, I said, okay, well, what I'm gonna do now? No, I'm not gonna go back to VCU because it's too high. Those people crazy. They crazy people. They high. They expensive. I mentioned the word high down here. I said it's VCU too high. They said too high as in too effed up high or too smoky high. I said, no, not that kind of high. Let me reiterate. They're too expensive. And she said, oh, I thought she meant too high, meaning they're too, meaning too high. But no, that's not what I meant. But, you know. So, told her I told the girl that was here it was too expensive. And she said, oh, okay. So I said, okay, well, I'm not going back to VCU next term. I know that because they're too expensive. So I'm going to either have to come back down here to Norfolk State this term or get a job. Since I didn't have a job before, I said, let me get a job and get some work experience behind my belt. Get some work experience behind your belt because I was so tired of people saying, Craig, you 21 years old, you never had a job. Or, Craig, you 20 years old, you never had a job. Craig, you 21 years old, you never worked at McDonald's. Craig, you 20 years old, you never worked at Burger King. Craig, you 21 years old, you never worked at a retail. So I shut that shit up. I was tired of hearing that. I shut it on up. So I said, here we go. All right, let's look online and see who's hiring. So I said, oh, okay. My aunt works at the post office. My mom worked at the post office. So let me go apply at the post office. All I can say is, thank you, Jesus, that I made it through it. Thank you that I made it through that. Let me tell you something. Next time you see a carrier or a mail truck come past your mailbox, you better stand up and greet your mailman. Or next person you go inside a post office and you want a stamp, you better have a smile on your face when you ask for that stamp. And people think all we do at the post office is just lick an envelope and put a little goofy little stamp on there with a flag on it, or a picture of a dolphin jumping, or a picture of a giraffe getting caught inside a string or something. I don't know, but people think it's just simple as that. No, we not licking our envelopes with spit. We not putting goofy a stamp in the corner. We're not writing two addresses down on a piece of paper all day. We're doing hard labor work, people. We're doing boots on the ground, stuff on your back, pulling stuff, tight work, people. This ain't no half-ass done job. Let me tell you right now. Those people think, oh, y'all work at the post office. Oh, that's simple. Y'all got 1, 2 packages. Y'all gotta write oh, where is this going? Oh, this is going to Richmond, or this is going to Washington, D.C., and, oh, okay, here's your stamps right here. You can have a book of so-and-so for 42 cents. And that's not it. Ain't it. It ain't it. It ain't it. So, I was in for a rude awakening. Let me tell you right now. So, go in there thinking I'm doing something. I go put on my little tie and shirt and t-shirt, me and my pants, slacks, and shoes and stuff. Go in there and say, well, the lady, first of all, she gave me the runaround. First of all, then we went for the little orientation. She said, okay, well, make sure you got your shoes ready. You can't wear flip flops. You can't wear no. You gotta wear comfortable shoes because this is a plant. This is the post office plant, and it's concrete floors, and you don't do a lot of walking. I said, they just do that as a precautionary. I'm gonna tell you about it later. It ain't no precautionary. It's the real deal. So I said, okay, well, let me get my shoes and stuff ready. So I waited a few weeks and said, okay, well, I haven't received a phone call back yet. So I called and said, is the position still available? She said, yeah, we'll call you when the position come available, so be ready. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to go to school this semester at Norfolk State, but I will be returning after I'm done with this term. You get 90 days. It's a temporary job at the post office for me. It was called a casual worker. So I had 90 days. You can have two 90 days back to back in a year. So I just decided to do one 90-day period. So I said, okay. And then she said, well, here you go, Craig. You got the job. You start such and such a day. Your training is these 2 days. You get paid your training. And you go in there. And that's it. Training was simple. You got your money those 2 days. You sitting there for 5 hours, listen to the lady talk about the safety of the post office, what to do, how to do it. They gave you these 1974 videos. The little intro. Do 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 do. That kind of intro to the episode of the what would you do, or someone someone so stupid enough at the post office making all kinds of money gonna steal a Papa John's coupon. Come on, people. Now you know if you're making $20 an hour, what do you need with a Papa John coupon? That's just logical thinking, people. It don't make no sense. Or it was on one of the videos. She showed us. A lady, I guess a man. A man saw a birthday card with $5 in it. I said, "Oh my God, are you seriously going to steal a card with $5 in it, and you making almost 1,000ths of that?" I just don't understand that. He was even being sneaky too, and I don't even understand how he thought he was gonna get away with it. That's the dumb part. You could tell that was set up. Cameras everywhere. Those little black bulbs in the sky looking down on you. There's no way you can get away with anything post office. So here's what he did. He looked around. He did this. He put it inside his. I said, Kai, you are got to be a crazy, up cracking fool for putting a $5 envelope, a $5 card inside your bag. That is the most dumbest thing. I said, God Lord, man, you deserve to get your job taken away from you because you ain't thinking with sense. You're not thinking with no common sense. You got a whole paycheck home. You got a whole paycheck coming to you, and you stealing $5. I couldn't get that. I just couldn't get it through my mind. But anyway, I guess he won $5 that right then and there, so he stole it. And that's what not to do at the post office because you go down, you lose your job, you and don't be stealing stuff because it's federal offenses. See, you go mean if you can go to jail for stuff like that, and it'll be a shame to go to jail. Okay, what are you in jail for? Well, I was getting my paycheck. My paycheck was gonna be $2,500, and and earlier that day, I saw a birthday card. It had $5 in it, and I put it in my bag, and now I'm in jail. Dumb, just plain old Freaking raccoon retarded. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Ain't no other two ways to put it. So there we go. So I worked at the post office from August, first part of August to the latter part of October. I told that supervisor, I said, hey, I put I typed my little paper up saying, hey, thank you for giving me the opportunity to work here for 90 days. I'm gonna get ready to go back to school in the springtime, January, the spring term, and thank you for letting me work for you all and give me the opportunity. My last day is such and such day. Sign date. That was it. Gave her a paper. And let me tell you why. Supervision. The supervisors there were were strict, meaning they didn't like for you to call in too many times. And if your break is 30 minutes, they mean 30 minutes. They don't mean 35. They don't mean 40 minutes. They don't mean 45 minutes. Your your lunch is actually 30 minutes. Your break was 15. Your lunch was 30 minutes. If you go past that, they don't like it. They don't like it. And they want you there on time every day, all day. And if they tell you to stay back overtime, you got to stay back overtime, and that's it. And that was starting to take a toll on my body. I know for a fact. You come in at 5, sometimes you had to work 12-hour shifts, sometimes back to back. Sometimes you come in, think get off at a certain time, 5 minutes before you got to walk out the door. Lady come over there on bicycle. They had bicycles on that place. That place was gigantic. I'm telling you, that lady won't blind when she said, "Get your walking shoes out because you're going to need it." So I said, "Okay." So they had the supervisors rode on bicycles in there, and it never failed. It never failed. Every time when it was almost about to go, here comes the supervisor turning around that corner on her little bicycle. Y'all got 2 hours overtime. And she just cut around that corner on that little bicycle. This is what she did. This is what they usually do. Y'all got 2 hours. This little corner right here. And I always look at the clock. I always look at the clock and see, okay, come on. I don't see nobody coming around that corner. It's like they came around that corner like, I don't know, like gangbusters. Somebody was chasing them. They came out there so fast, like a fire was behind them. And they had that little bicycle, and they go, y'all got 2 hours. And go back around the corner. And I said, "Okay, God, Lord have mercy." Well, they don't. They hunt you down. They hunt you down too. So you ain't gonna get away with it either. You think you're gonna try to sneak out of there? You can't. You're not gonna be able to do it. They visual. They visual. They can see. They understand. They understand what you want to do. You ready to go, but they ain't gonna let you go if they got work for you to do. Let me tell you something. Mail comes in piles, trucks, tractor trailers full of packages, letters, boxes, stuff that got to be sorted out. The Apps Machine song that I wrote, the only good thing that came out of that, and some of the work experience, and I met a lot of nice friends there at the post office while I was there. Uh, the Apps Machine is a machine that you take the hamper of mail or the crate, or we call them wire cons, or cages of mail, and there's two dumpers on each side of the machine. There's two dumpers on this side, two dumpers on this side. There is a person on the semi that feeds the letter through the little light thing that reads the address, and there's two on that. There's one on that side, and there's one on that side. So it's two people. It's one person dumping, one person pulling the mail with the little shepherd's hook thing out of the hamper onto the belt, and there's another person on the other side. There's someone on the semi feeding the mail through the little light thing that reads the address on that side and on this side. And it goes around this little conveyor belt. And on each, and it has horse heads, a zip code on this side and a zip code on this side, and there's a little chute that comes down on both of them. So there are two zip codes on each horse head. This one pointing to that one. This one pointing to that one. That zip code goes into that box. That zip code goes in this box. So you put boxes underneath each chute, each zip code, boxes or wire cons or cages for the mail can drop into it. Then you gotta label the zip code on the box. So you gotta there's someone that prints off the labels. And you gotta label it. See, and it's different labels for each thing. It depends on what you're running. If you're running standard mail, it's a different label. If you're running priority mail, it's a different label. And if you're running magazines, I forget what that's called, but that's a different label too. So it gotta be different labels for each one. Sometimes it's the same label. It just gotta it's kind of tricky like. But there's about I would say 100 or so boxes on that machine that the mail falls off. So the machine goes to a big circle. It's a conveyor belt. It goes around counterclockwise. That's where I get the song from. Counterclockwise. And the mail falls into the correct zip code. So that is what that machine was. So that was not the only machine there. There was other machines. There was a thing where you had to cut the magazines open, feed it into the little slot, press the button so it would go down. Get another one. It comes out. Press it, and then cut open the magazines. Put the binds up, down, so it won't. So the person over there can read it and sort it out. And there was another machine where you dump the letters into, and it sorts the letters and all that stuff. And it was more machines. When I first started out there, they had me loading big old tractor trailers full of mail. I mean, one after another. I said, are these people outside there picking nines? They must be crazy. You were unloading tractor trailer after tractor trailer after tractor trailer after tractor trailer after tractor trailer of big crates and cages and wire cons and of boxes of mail of packages. And sometimes you had to sort out the jumbo, which are the things that are non-machinable, the the round ones, the cylinder-looking mail pieces, or the big, huge pieces of mail that don't go through the machine because it's too big. That stuff, or a little something that's shaped like a little sphere. That's not going to go in the machine because it will roll all around and it won't get to the correct zip code because it will fall off the machine. So that is uh, that is that machine, the X machine. That's the machine I used to work on most frequently. So yeah, That's what I did this past summer. I worked at the post office. Working frequent nights every night. Didn't have much time to WASP. Uh, and you had to do what they said, or you just simply didn't have no job, and that's it. But they had a good they paid pretty well and whatnot, and it was okay, The people there were nice, I had a lot of nice friends I met there, you know. Yeah, so that's what I did. Hard labor work though. That's what I did right after I left my actual center here over there at VCU up there in Richmond. Now to get to this part. After that, I said, okay, well I need to get ready for school. So I said, no, I'm not going back to VCU. Too high, too expensive. So I said, okay, let me get on back to Norfolk State and let me just go ahead and finish it out down there and do my couple years, whatever it is, 2, 3, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 2, 3 years down here, get it over with, graduate, and maybe by that time my finance will be better, or finances be better, and I'll do graduate school somewhere else or at VCU because my major right now is art education, and and it's gonna stay art education. So I guess I'm thinking maybe I'll do graduate school up there at VCU if I get into the School of the Arts up there at VCU. With the degree down here, my art education degree down here, I should be able to get into VCU School of the Arts up there in VCU. But that's still kind of iffy because it's still kind of difficult to get in that School of Arts at VCU. But anyway, yeah. So I said, okay, let me get prepared to come back down here to Norfolk State, and so I said, okay, let me do a little academic appeal because my percentile dropped below 70%. You need to stay 70% or more to get your financial aid. So I went to 68, I think, 67 or 68%. So I said, okay, let me go do this, and I did it. I wrote my little letter saying why and how I'm gonna get my academics back above 70% and what I'm gonna do this semester to get it to 70% and higher, and they accepted it. Now I'm here, back here at Norfolk State, and it's right. Look like a jail cell right now, but hold on, I'm gonna turn on the light for you all so you can see my new room of season 2, Craig Ventures. Yeah, and Happy New Year, everyone. I know it's been a while. Happy New Year 2013, everyone. 2012 will go down as a year of happiness and depression, hard work, labor, and unfortunate and fortunate since I got back to school, in school. And there's my hat. It's not as I couldn't get. You remember my room up at VCU? It's not as, let's just say it's not as cozy. There's more brick walls. But anyway, I almost broke my thumb trying to get one of these thumbtacks through this wall. These walls are made out of plain 100% concrete. I know that for a fact because one of those thumbtacks almost went clean right through my finger thumb. And I said, no, I ain't gonna be able to do this again. So this is what I use. I use one of these magnets to try to get it through. Try to press it in there with this magnet so I won't press my thumb inside of the um, 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 inside the thumbtack. Yeah, yeah. And there's my back scratchers. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you all. When I was in Target, my friend Richard White, yeah, probably recognize his name. He's one of my friends on Facebook, and he's been one of my friends ever since 2011. But Richard White, we were in Target one afternoon, evening, night, and Richard said, "Oh, Craig, look at these back scratchers for $1." I said, "Oh, Richard, look at them. They're nice, aren't they? They're all colorful and blue and green and red and maroon and violet and pinkish colored." And I said, "Oh, for $1, I can't resist. I gotta get one in every color." So they only had 3 colors. I know I need more than three. So I said, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna put." He said, "They'll look neat on your wall." And I said, "Oh, you're right." So I saved them until I came to school. So I kept them inside my bag for a few months, and then I did something real dumb. Did some real dumb. I couldn't get them on get 'em- I couldn't get these back scratchers on my wall at first because I couldn't get it through that cement hard concrete wall, and I almost took my thumb off in the process. So I put them inside some freshener gelatin so it can stand up. So you know, then I wound up having to snap the backs off. I wound up having to snap the backs off of them because I couldn't get that gelatin stuff off. It was like condensation where it melted itself onto the plastic, and I said, "That is real strange." It was that dollar store stuff. Anyway, yeah, I got my little incense going out here too. that's another thing I did. I used to do it at VCU Aqua Resonance Center. I did that. I did the incense. So I'm gonna continue the tradition of incense, and I'm trying. And you see my little Crayola banks right there, right? I got a yellow one this year, everyone. Y'all remember the blue one? I'm pretty sure. Uh, the little thing that stopped the money from coming out, I lost that in the process of putting that in storage from my move from VCU to storage to here. And so I got another yellow one. I lost that one too. It kind of dry rotted off or something, melted off. It was those dollar store things. Some things you gain, yeah, like I said, like remember season one of the Craig Adventure Show? I told you you can't get everything at the dollar store. I'm telling you. One time I told you I got a mop, thought I was going to get a real mop. Thing was flimsy. They should have called it sponge on stick or sponge on toothpick. That's what it looked like. That thing was so flimsy and dingy. One time mop. That's what they should call it. Oh, we got mops over there. They're called one time mop. And that's what they should call or toothpick on sponge. That's what they should call them too. Oh yeah. That's what that is. I have little back scratchers I used to have. I have, but they're broken now. But they're still colorful and they do the job. I wanted to keep those up there like that. That's about it. Well, and a little more busier this semester in college, so my videos will be a little more far in between. I may do some back to back some days. I may do a week where I can do one every day. It just depends. But this is the very first episode, the second season of the Craig Venture Show, February 1st, and this shouldn't run until about June, July, somewhere around there. Then I'll start my other one. Take a little break for the summer, and then start up again around September. And then that'll be third season of the Great Rip Show. And I hope y'all enjoy this episode of the Great Rip Show. There's really nothing else to talk about right now. Oh, and this thing, I know y'all remember this from other last season. Uh, well, I kind of glued it together. I got some other things added. I added a etch a sketch. Etch a sketch. I know y'all remember this from last season. This thing. I added the etch a sketch. Added a well, my lava lamp is currently in the process of getting another bulb. It was dropped on the floor right here. It was dropped on the floor right here. This thing here. It was dropped on the floor several times. I didn't drop it before. That was when I was on the 11th floor. Oh, I forgot to tell you all that. I was on the 11th floor when I first got here. Froze to death. People didn't have no heat on. So I said, well, I might as well. Plus, it was all up in the sky. I said, no way, honey. I'll just come back down here on the third floor, and there's a little vacancy. And I did have a roommate, and he moved out last night. Strange occurrences happening. Man moved out. His side of the room is all vacant. So I don't know if I'm gonna get another roommate or not. Right now, hopefully I don't get another roommate. I'll be fine without him. Oh, and there are my Barbies. Well, not Barbies. My girls from last season up there too. I know y'all remember them. I forget their names, Tanya and Rita, or Wendy and Sonia, or I don't know. Those are the dolls Tyrese Boss made for me last year, and I still have them on my wall. And I was trying to figure out a way to put those on the wall too. I almost broke my thumb trying to get those on the wall myself too. But good thing there's a soft part in here too. I think this is drywall here, and this is plain slate concrete right there. But anyway, I'm gonna keep this under 40 minutes. This video. Oh, and I added these Oh, and my blue light. I know you remember my blue light. I added some extra touches to it, though. I added Space Invaders on it. So, yep, and my pillow. I don't know if I had this at my last season or not, but my pillow. I have a pillow, and that's about it. That's about it. I still got my banana rama. It's so cruel, cruel summer. And Kim Carnes. Do 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 do. She got Betty Davis eyes. Cindy all offer. Girls just wanna have fun. And Spondu Ballet. True. Da 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 da. I know much is true. Da 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 da. Well, I'm not really in a singing mood today. I know. I'll probably say that sounds terrible, Craig, but yeah, you're probably right. Oh, and I got a bike this semester. Maybe one day I'll show you all my bike here on the Craig Richards Show. But anyway, thank you all for watching this episode, and continue to watch and subscribe and follow me on Instagram. 1980s Pix Mix. Pixmx. Thank you all. See you later. Till next time.